Should have seen us about 10 minutes ago. We got caught right in the middle of a downpour. Took us about 30 minutes, a little bit of back roads and a little bit of very heavy freeway traffic. We made it to the parking lot and this looks pretty good. It was empty. We don't have any rush.
I have all directions on maps here, so you can find our way.
Train to take you all the way straight to Metro Center. See the big circles?
Yeah.
These are transfer points.
All right.
You can transfer to other color trains.
I see.
That's what the large circles mean. The little circles is just each station.
I see.
The large circles is transfer points.
Okay, so we are here. We're gonna take the orange line. Okay.
Orange, you don't have to get off and take you straight to Metro Center.
From there, we can walk to White House, correct?
Right, you walk to the White House at Metro Center, or if you want to get closer, the White House actually is at McPherson Square.
McPherson
There's
Square.
one station before Metro
I
Center.
see. Okay, well,
McPherson Square is the White House.
wonderful. We just want to say hello to Mr. Biden. I wonder if
Tell him to say hello.
I wonder if he's taking a nap.
How's he say that with that?
Cheers, thank you. This is the last stop, so we don't have to worry about the direction. But when we're coming back, we have to remember Vienna as our last stop. Orange line, stadium are leaning 11 minutes at the orange line. Okay, 11 minutes is good. We had a wonderful teacher to teach us how to use the metro system and top up our cards. Thank you very much. We didn't ask his name. Now we have 11 minutes to get on the train and we will get off at Metro Center or one before it that will be closer to the White House.
We are here.
We are there. Hold on a second. Let's see where we are. We are at Vienna.
We are here. If we go to White House first, we may stop here.
At McPherson.
McPherson
Square.
White House near this area.
It's a new system, so it is better. It is better than many others we see in Europe, especially in England. It's not just a bag. It is a suitcase. It carries everything. Betjem is working even on the train. And she's always in constant contact, and she doesn't even make any email wait for a minute. That's one thing that I like about her personality. Neither one of us leave today's work tomorrow. Doors are closing.
Downtown Washington, D.C. Your first stop is Belmore. Doors will open on the left. Due to the Black Home Improvement Program, no train service between Stadium Armory and New Carroll's in the direction of New Carroll's.
One-way ticket was $3.85 from Vienna Station to Metro Center, and coming back is the same. So that was almost like $8 round trip for one person. I guess the rest of the way we will be underground. This is the Ballston stop. Never heard of it. This is our stop. We're getting off here. It's very close to the light.
It says lighthouse this way.
Okay. Okay, this way is to the White House. Our train is leaving us. Till this evening. I know that the Americans do not talk much about Turkey or the rest of the world. Other parts of the world, the countries who are affected by the politics of America always talk about America. And all happens here. This is the all and all. We are almost at the heart of DC, and there is a street fair out here. We could sit here and smell the fish all the way down below.
Yeah, I said.
It's lunchtime, so everybody is eating. We just had breakfast, but I'm hungry. This smells good. Right in the front of the Department of Veterans Affairs, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan. Abraham Lincoln had said those words. Military engineer in the American Revolution, fortified Saratoga and West Point.
The White House.
The White House, yes. The first time you lay your eyes on it in real. Woohoo! Activity is going on in front of the White House lawn. That is the most famous view of the White House. Try to get on it in maybe 10 seconds. The CIA, FBI, National Guards, everybody will be just on top of you. So much commotion in front of the lawn. I don't know what those kids are doing, but there is a guy who is breakdancing and getting them all revved up. I thought there was some sort of a protest. Well, nobody protesting anything here in America, not today. Usually this is the place if they did. Whenever there is important international news, this is where the press would set up their booth and would be giving live coverage of the White House. Oh, they opened it up for us. Did you have an appointment, baby? You did? Oh, we're waiting for the time, I see. Okay. We are at Executive Avenue. I guess this is where the Biden walks in. Just behind us is the Eisenhower Executive Building. These 5-inch brass trophy guns were captured from the Spanish arsenal at Cavite in the Philippine Islands on May 1st, 1898. Following the defeat of the Spanish squadron in Manila Bay by the United States Navy, Admiral Dewey, the hero of the campaign, directed the guns he sent to the United States National Museum. You see the press is getting ready to set up their booth. We don't know which channel that is, but they look more foreign to me than the American channel. We're at the corner of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I guess everybody knows that address. We're walking towards the National Mall. We'll have the 1 million spectators.
Actually, I like this building rather than by heart. This building has some architecture.
I mean, when you look at the details, they are just incredible. I think it was the Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, yeah. Eisenhower building.
This building. So the White House is the White House. You know?
Of course, it's the White House, but architecturally, I like this one.
Okay. Well, I'll give this one to you and I'll take the White House. How about that?
I wonder what that building is.
Let's go find out.
Dedicated to art. Giotto, Michelangelo,
Raphael, Rembrandt, Reynolds, Alliston, all the masters.
All the masters' art is here. Oh, history of the heroic woman of the Civil War. Memory of the historic woman of the Civil War.
I see, it's the building dedicated to the woman of the Civil War. On Hollywood movies, you see these ice cream trucks, the food trucks. Usually they are not what they're seen. They probably have microphones inside the ice cream cones. This one is the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution.
This building is Organizations of American States. They organize all the states and all the
Weather turned out to be very nice.
Yeah.
The sun is behind the clouds and actually there is a cool breeze coming through. It is the perfect time to walk around Washington downtown. This looks like Mahmut Pasha in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Yeah? They just brought their carts right here. I wonder if they have a license to sell. I guess they do. There's a little house at that corner. Once upon a time where this was all grass and forest, I bet they had that and they didn't want to tear it down. We are going onto the little house on the prairie. No, actually it's the little house at the corner. Knock on the door. Oh, that's exit only. I guess we go Many of these emergency vehicles are rushing to it. I wonder. It's the gatekeeper's house. Are you the gatekeeper?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You have the key for the White House?
No, not that.
Which one is that you have?
This is called the Lockkeeper's House, guys. We have a film. It's about 6 minutes long. You're welcome to see that if you wish.
We would love to.
Welcome to the Lockkeeper's House. I bet you're wondering why I'm here. I don't really fit in with all the grand monuments on the National Mall. And that little creek has a lot to do with why I am here. When George Washington planned the nation's capital in 1792, that creek was to be transformed into the Washington City Canal. Before railroads, freeways, and air travel, there were canals, water highways for transportation and trade. In 1837, the Washington City Canal was linked to the Chesapeake in Ohio, or C&O Canal, a much longer route that ran from Washington, D.C. all the way to the Allegheny Mountains. Between the two canals, there was a lock that raised and lowered boats so they could move between the waterways. C&O Company needed someone to operate the lock 24/7, and that person needed a place to live. So they built me.
Oh, the luck gate.
I still remember the clip-clop of mules and horses towing the boats along the banks of the canal. Life outside my walls was also busy. In the mid-1800s, the sounds of construction filled the city, as thousands of workers raised new buildings and monuments on every block.
They used to be, when you go out here, you will see a couple of outlines on the ground of where it was in the past. So at one time, it would have been almost in the street out here, 17th Street. And then now ran basically right here where the street is. If we were to excavate that street, we would find these old stones that were part of the lock out here. 1,500 feet onto the Allegheny Plateau, and at that time, the technology to do that was really not there yet.
John, do you remember this spot? We were here 32 years ago when I was moving from California to Philadelphia. You came and helped me, and if you remember, we drove cross country and we got caught speeding in Texas, and we did Washington D.C. less than 2 hours, and this was the first place we came and parked, and then we just rushed around. Never would have guessed that I come back here with Fethiye.
Surprisingly, it's rain now.
It is raining. It is raining. The statues that we have in Istanbul that was sent to us from Egypt. That particular one was sent or taken from Karnak Temple. We are waiting for the rain pass through. Nobody was prepared. Nobody has a umbrella.
Yeah, nobody has.
Though yesterday I told Fethiye, remember? I said after this heat there should be rain coming. I should have listened to my own advice. I'm worried for Fethiye. She may melt because she's like a sugar. We're under the tree. I don't hear any thunder, so plus we've got the monument that is very high, so any thunder would probably choose it before us. Well, you should have seen us about 10 minutes ago. We got caught right in the middle of a downpour. We waited underneath the trees right behind us, thinking it will go by, and it kept pouring and pouring. We didn't know what to do. We just said, okay, let's go back to that little house we just saw earlier and take a refuge, which we did. But we were dripping. We both, Fethiye and we were dripping. And the gentleman over there said, well, in 5 minutes it will be over. Shops and little street carts that I just made fun of earlier. And there was a Vietnamese couple, and we bought what we were wearing, $4 each, and that saved the day.
Yeah.
So when we say another day, another adventure,
This is the adventure.
we mean it. This is the adventure. We've been in much worse circumstances. We never gave up, and I didn't think Fethiye would give up so easily. So we're heading to the National Monument, and we're gonna check and see if we can go up to the top, if it is open, and if not, we're gonna continue on visiting all the other interesting places and monuments. Look at that. To me, that looks like Kremlin.
I saw the half of the rock is different than the others.
The texture is different.
Oh, they say in the little house, when they telling the history, in half of the monument when finished, there is a war, civil war is going on here. I think it's after that they continue to finished.
Okay.
So why is the two different
Okay.
colors?
I think that's plausible.
Yeah.
Monument's legacy. The Washington Monument honors George Washington, hero of the American Revolution and the first president of the United States. When the stunning stone obelisk was completed in 1884, it was the tallest building in the world. Today, the monument towers over Washington, D.C., reminding us of Washington's life and legacy, including the capital city that bears his name. I don't have to tell you anything, you see it.
Look at that.
You look, you look so wet.
Yes, yeah. But
What happened to us?
second rain, we got this and
It kept us dry, huh?
it's dry, but it rained like hell.
It rained like cats and dogs, and we decided to go back because it was not fun and you cannot take pictures. And they said that it's gonna last till 5 or 6, and it may just be too late to go back home. So right now we're going towards the orange line. We are at East Fall Church. It is a transfer station. Everybody's going home. We too. We're partially dry, and we made it back to where we started from. You look wonderful. That must be a new style.
You are a liar.
Made it to the car without getting drenched again, but I think it's coming. It's dripping. We'll be home soon. As of now, huh? It was wet and it was getting cold, and I had him hung up behind me. Hopefully it will dry a little bit, and if it doesn't, we're going home.